I'm wearing my Mexican shirt to speak about the Mexican retreat, which is in Mexico. And yeah, it's one of those moments. It's happening. This is the Ron Paul meme moment. What I forgot to say in the video that you're about to watch or listen to is that if you're interested and drawn to this work and drawn to, say, the retreat coming to Mexico or drawn to my shadow integration course, I would strongly recommend that you drop into the Sunday Zoom session. It just gives you 1 hour that you get to see how I work and experience how I work. It's not a lecture. It is an active, we participate and we actually do some work. But you get to see how I work with a group, and you ultimately get to feel if this resonates with you. You might think, okay, it's not for me, or this guy is insane. Or you might think, yeah, I like this, or there's something in this for me. Your being may resonate with this work. It's a good starter before committing to something else, a longer course or flying to Mexico. So yeah, enjoy the video. If you were in the Sunday Zoom yesterday, you know about this. I've spoke a little bit about it. I think it was in my newsletter as well. So yeah, some people know already, but I'm going to do a retreat here in this apartment, in my apartment. I'm overlooking the sea. You can hear the birds singing. The sun is already, 28 degrees or something. And it's open to maybe 3 or 4 people, and one person is booked already. So what's that? 2 or 3 spaces. And you'd come and stay here with me. I have 2 spare rooms, and each room has 2 single beds. We stay in this apartment. We cook here, we eat, and we work. And we'll do various exercises, perhaps breath work, some medicine work. And these are all loose. Like if you've worked with me before, you know that we tend to just go with the flow. There's a rough schedule, rough idea of what we'll work on and what we'll do. And then we go with that depending on, the frequency of the group and the frequency of what's happening each day. That's the whole purpose of this, to be in line with these things, to be in the flow, not to be, it's just not my way of working to be kind of restrictive. It's to kind of follow guidance and see. So there can be various exercises such as the way I learned or use candle focus, breath work, obviously meditation, inquiry into the mind and questioning beliefs and unraveling old, subconscious beliefs that we have that really don't serve us. And that means all. Personally, I don't need any belief system, any. So now we're in a spiritual world where people want to replace it with I am abundant, or, the world, we will all be wealthy and healthy. I don't really subscribe to any of that. I subscribe to just allowing to come through the experience and observing the experience. And then being moved, being in the flow as opposed to fighting what's unfolding or unraveling. So, if you've worked with me on the 6 or the 8 week course, it's now a 6-week course, the shadow integration course. You and I, you know me. We've been on the phone many times. We've messaged back and forth. Hopefully you understand my integrity or the way I work or communicate. And that's it. So it's an opportunity to come and stay with me and perhaps live a little slower or live a little differently. The dates are around the 8th of February for about 5 days. This is not set in stone just yet, but it will be very soon in the coming days. So feel free, if you're interested in this, get in contact and we can have a phone call and see if it's suitable for you. So there'll be a number of exercises each day, or a few, but it's about a release of the nervous system, and it's about facilitating that, to be in tune with the release, allow the release, and then allow the work, allow the integration. Not to kind of storm into, 9 hours of whatever breath work or some kind of exercise and fucking pushing through. There also is the option of medicine work. But again, as you know me, it'll be low dose. So my work with medicine tends to be to go and meet the medicine. I know that there are some people who work with flood doses of medicine. Just that doesn't work for me. It's not really my path, so it doesn't feel purposeful for me. I'm not that kind of medicine worker. It doesn't feel purposeful for me to bring that to other people. It's we use small doses so that the being can meet the medicine and work with the medicine in a manageable way. Just think that the people who are going to come to me, we're in a different energy and we're in a different world from a few years back. And I know people go to Peru and they drink, buckets of ayahuasca, and that's fine. I'm nothing against that, or large doses of LSD. No problem with that. But I'm not that guy. I don't work that way. And my own experience and the experience with the people I've worked with is at smaller doses. And the way we work in integration is that there's a space to meet the medicine. The other way of working is that people are so overactive that they need large doses to kind of dampen down the noise, and to take control. I don't work like that. If we can be still and we know how to integrate, we know how to be present, we can slow all that down, quieten it down, and then work on a much, I feel a much more harmonious, manageable level. Get what we need. We work through layers. So that's the intention. What else can I tell you? Yeah, so you'd be staying in my apartment. This is where I live. I don't own this apartment, but it's spacious enough. There's a pool outside. The sun is always shining. It's in an apartment complex. It's in a gated community. There is security at the gate and so on. And we're pretty much completely overlooking the Pacific Ocean and an island called an island called La Roqueta. If you're curious of the location, Google Caleta, Caleta, or Las Playas. That's basically where I am. Acapulco is like a horseshoe, and I'm on one end of that horseshoe. So there's a beach here as well. But really, it's about slowing down and allowing ourselves to work as a group. Allowing ourselves to work with each other, see who turns up, see what the dynamic is. Yeah. So really, previous clients who've done the shadow integration course, this will be helpful for you. If you haven't worked with me, I won't allow people just to come to this retreat without doing the integration course. So I can do a package deal, that we do the integration course and I will work with you in the weeks prior to you arriving here. So it would be nice that you do the 6-week course and then you land here, you meet whoever else, people who have already done the course and maybe done the course last year, whenever it may be, and then we work together. But for you to come and work with us, having not done the integration course, it would be just confusing. It wouldn't really work. It wouldn't benefit you. So yeah, the purpose is to have experience of being in the body, knowing how to work with thoughts, knowing how to work with emotions that are coming up. Senor Mr. Grape, the iguana, is running across the floor. He's just run into the sun. So you might get to meet him. He's a bit shy of other people. If people come into the apartment, he's very wary. But we'll see what happens. You've seen him probably on Instagram, and he was photographs of him. He endorses Sunday Zoom, which is the most important thing. And what else can I tell you? There's not much else. The pricing, it'll be around, so none of this is concrete yet, around 700 euros, something like that. 5 days, you stay here. Some food will be included, and maybe we'll order in food, or maybe we'll go out some evenings. But really, it's about kind of having a community for people to rest, do the work, rest. It's not about, obviously, Acapulco nightlife. That's not really me. And I don't think it's really you either. So yeah, hopefully we'll eat well and we'll rest. It will be hot. It's always hot here. And if you're coming from a cold country in Europe, you might find that challenging. There is no air conditioning here. And I know some people that will just be a deal breaker, and that's okay. So, we have fans. I'll explain why there's no air conditioning in another stage or 1-to-1 or whatever. But so then, and there are mosquitoes. But at the moment, this time of year, they're less. I don't get bitten much at the moment. So yeah, like you might struggle a bit with the heat. You might adapt to the heat well, depends where you're from. But we'll see, it's yeah, it's about kind of working together. It's about being more present and about facilitating and allowing a release and allowing a change. So as I would say about the integration course, trust your instinct. If you feel moved to work with me, if you feel moved to come here, well then see if you can follow that instinct. And if you think, oh, it's not for me, well, that's cool. I'm not trying to sell anything. If one person arrives or no one arrives, that's fine by me. The point is that there's a connection, that there's a kind of deeper work and release. There's an intimacy, and our stuff will come up and you will be challenged. I'm sure I'll be challenged. We'll all get fucked up. Won't that be great? But we know how to work through it. Is there anything else I can tell you? Yeah, if you're curious or interested, get in touch. COVID wise at the moment in Acapulco is pretty free. You have to wear a mask to get into a supermarket or they don't let you in. That's about it. Restaurants, depends where you go. Some places are not really bothered. So like there's no Vax Pass or any of that kind of thing. Personally, I don't really know what's going on here. I don't really pay any attention to it. It doesn't really affect me. I go about my business and it doesn't affect me. They're quite relaxed here because it's a tourist destination and a lot of Mexicans come here. So they leave it alone really. And I think the rest of Mexico is quite relaxed. So it depends wherever you are. If you can get out of your country, if you can travel or flights, it's worth looking into. If there's a possibility that someone has to cancel, I will, I'll ask for payment obviously beforehand, and I will refund some of that, maybe 80%. I'm not sure yet, because if two people cancel and I have to refund the money, it means it's too late to sell those places to other people. So you will lose a percentage of your payment, but not all of it. We'll work with you. So yeah, I mean, if things change and you can't get out of your country, or you get COVID or whatever it may be, that's okay. You can bring COVID here. Personally, I don't mind. The other people, I might have to ask. I'll work with it. I don't mind. So yeah, we'll see. Any questions anyway, message me, email me, get me on WhatsApp. We'll have a conversation and you can just feel if this is right for you. But more details will unfold in the coming days, and I'll probably put a newsletter or a post out. But roughly this is what it is. And, the person who's signed up already, like she knows how I work. So she kind of trusts that routine. So, if you kind of trust that, okay, this is something you want to be involved in, I would say to put your name down or let me know, and then I'll reserve a place for you, because there only will be 2, maybe 3 more places. Anyway, thanks for listening to me. I hope it's of use, and be in touch. Thank you.